7亿风暴对纳吉有什么影响？马来社会有何反应？来听听看马来评论人的说法。
The Prime Minister's reputation, especially his personal reputation, has been greatly damaged by this, and I have a feeling that it would be quite difficult for him to recover from this damaging incident. From the Malay society, of course, there has been demands for him to step down, especially if you're talking about the Malay population who are not in UMNO. I think that the demand for him to step down has been quite obvious. But from within UMNO, the demand for him to step down is a little bit more guarded and not very obvious. This is understandable, of course, because Najib at the end is the president of UMNO, and none of the cabinet members can afford to call him to step down publicly. But if I was put in a situation where I have to decide whether the Prime Minister should step down or not, I think it's a very tricky situation. Because on the one hand, we need to admit that the Prime Minister is quite a progressive person in his ideas, in the policies that he introduced. So if he were to step down, then who will replace him? We need to remember that the allegations are quite personal in nature. It is an allegation about the personal involvement of the Prime Minister into this scandal. So I think the demands made by Muhyiddin is quite correct in nature, and the Prime Minister does need to answer. So pressure is definitely mounting. I think it's a mixture between pressure for the Prime Minister to explain and pressure for him to step down. So those two are not necessarily on the same side, because those who want him to explain might still be hoping that he would stay on as Prime Minister, whereas those who want him to step down might not be interested on any explanation that he gave, the suspension of the edge. I must admit, people are quite mixed in their views. Some are saying that this is done to force the edge to shut up, but some are saying that this is done to sabotage the Prime Minister, to further damage his reputation. At the very least, it is a crisis of confidence in the government and in the Prime Minister and in the institutions of government. But as a nation, I think we can survive this. The real issue is whether Najib can survive. I don't think this particular case is going to create such a big mess in the country. The only entity that might be toppled would be the government and the ruling party, not necessarily the country as a whole.
7亿美金风暴对纳吉的影响，马来评论人提出了首相危机，而你又怎么看？这个星期三29号晚间10点，7亿美金风暴，我会知道真相吗？我们一起来开讲。